I'm Dave Handy from Brooklyn. It's Friday, May 12th, 2017. Here's your new Progressive News Weekly Roundup. Last Friday, when asked about healthcare in a town hall with constituents, Idaho Congressman Raul Labrador told the crowd, quote, "Nobody dies because they don't have access to healthcare." The crowd jeered, and it was immediately clear at that moment to Mr. Labrador that he had indeed fucked up. Mr. Labrador voted in the House last Thursday for the Republican repeal of Obamacare. On Sunday, Governor Greg Abbott of Texas signed a bill outlawing sanctuary cities in the Lone Star State. Live on Facebook, in fact. The law would impose criminal and civil penalties for localities and police departments that do not comply. Terry Burke, executive director of the ACLU in Texas, was quoted as saying, quote, "This is not the Texas I know." He went on to say, quote, "This racist and wrong-headed piece of legislation ignores our values, imperils our communities, and sullies our reputation as a free and welcoming state." In news you may have missed, on Tuesday, the EPA dismissed half of its key board of scientific advisors. The Board of Scientific Counselors, or BOSC, is the smell test for scientific integrity at the EPA. Observers will note this move is Scott Pruitt seeking to change what the agency considers fact, likely to what he considers to be fact. Hold on to your truth, ladies and gentlemen. On Tuesday, former Deputy Attorney General Sally Yates testified in front of Congress with former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper. In the hearing, a bombshell. Ms. Yates confirms that she warned the Trump White House well in advance of their requested resignation of Michael Flynn that Mr. Flynn had left himself open to blackmail from the Russians. Worse, during the hearing, there was breaking news. Then President Obama had warned then-President-elect Donald Trump that Mike Flynn may have been compromised. And here's some more news that you may have missed on Tuesday due to the excitement around the Sally Yates hearing. President Donald Trump approved a plan to arm Syrian Kurdish militia. The militia is a key ally in the United States' fight against ISIS in Syria. And if that was not enough, also on Tuesday, President Donald Trump fired FBI Director James Comey. The White House initially said that it did not think that the firing would be that big of a deal. Obviously, everybody else in the nation disagrees. Comey had been leading an investigation into the Trump campaign's ties to Russia. Legal experts close to the New Progressive informed us Tuesday night that this move could be considered obstruction of justice, which would leave the president open to impeachment. One expert told us, quote, "It may have been that there was no there with Russia, but the president seems hell-bent on getting himself fired for conspiracy or obstruction, which are a lot easier to prove than foreign interference in an election." On Wednesday, the very next day, President Trump met with Russian ambassador to the United States, Sergei Kislyak, and Russian Foreign Minister, Sergei Lavrov. The only pictures of the meeting were provided by a Russian news agency who had the only photographer allowed into the Oval Office. The White House later claimed that it was told the photographer was Lavrov's personal photographer. Man, you really can't make this stuff up, and Donald Trump will just not do himself any favors. Yesterday, on Thursday, acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe contradicted the White House's statements on James Comey's firing. The acting director noted that Mr. Comey still enjoyed the broad support of the Bureau and its agents. He also contradicted the White House's description of the probe into Russian interference in our elections. Deputy White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders had said of the investigation, quote, "Probably one of the smallest things that they've got going on their plate," end quote. Mr. McCabe testified to the opposite, saying the investigation was, quote, "a highly significant investigation." And just this morning, President Donald Trump, God, I'll never get used to saying that, Donald Trump went on a Twitter storm saying, quote, "James Comey better hope that there are no tapes of our conversation before he starts leaking to the press." Sean Spicer refused to comment further at today's White House press briefing. The president went on to suggest this afternoon that the White House should stop holding press briefings altogether. Quote, "Maybe the best thing to do would be to cancel all further press briefings and hand out written responses for the sake of accuracy." I cannot even. This is so insane. I don't know how we can handle another 3.5 years of this. That's all the news for now, and I think that's quite plenty, wouldn't you agree? Join us tonight for our call-in loft party live from Brooklyn. We'll be talking all of the insanity from this week, and of course we'll be taking your calls, so do tune in tonight, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 Pacific on our Facebook, facebook.com/newprogressive, and of course make sure to like us while you're there. Follow us on Twitter and now Instagram. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all back here tonight.